I'm going to begin just by asking a bit of a generic opener, but just what attracted you to getting involved in this project?
I think, I think the first conversations with the filmmakers was, surrounding kind of, David Yates at the kind of helm of this project. He's a fantastic director. It's the last few Harry Potter films. He's working on the next one. He was great, really, really sweet guy, and really fantastic to work with. I was excited about the cast, but I think it was the first time in over 2 years where I was able to, or had the chance to kind of get back into studio with a kind of a beginning and end project, or like writing, and the first time writing in this way, with a kind of, with a view to writing it for a film project.
Did you actually find it quite helpful that you had a kind of a purpose and a deadline? Because I guess sometimes when you're sort of a songwriter, you just write music when you sort of can and when you feel like it. But when you've actually got to write music to a specific kind of tone, do you actually think that was kind of detrimental? Or do you actually think it was quite helpful? It
was helpful, yeah. It's nice to put a fire under your ass a bit. But also, like, the difference between an idea and a song sometimes is the deadline. And there were times I didn't think I could deliver really on it, but I mean, it's nice, you've no choice when you have a deadline like that, and also you have a very definite window of influence that you're kind of drawn from, and it's a very different style of of writing for a project like that, very different from doing your own stuff, So it's nice to have done that. Yeah.
So how does Better Love kind of tie into the Tarzan brand and the kind of tone of this movie?
Mm-hmm. I suppose at the core of the film is a love story, and it's kind of a love tale that kind of takes place in a very hostile environment, and I think that the song, I try to kind of maybe capture that a little bit in the song. So at the heart of the song is a love story, but there's kind of some feeling of embattlement, I suppose, in it. I would like to think it takes place in a fairly hostile environment.
And did you see any footage of the movie prior to writing the song? And if so, how much did that sort of help and inform your kind of decision?
Yeah, totally. In a big way. It's I got to see an early edit of the film, and it was fortuitous. I was in LA at the time, and I had just finished up the last bit of my kind of tour commitments, and I got to see an early edit. And yeah, totally, because you've stuff to draw from then,
And I mean, you're not the first musician to compose a soundtrack for a Tarzan movie. Of course, Phil Collins did it before. I was just wondering, was it quite helpful having someone else's interpretation of a Tarzan brand before kind of getting involved yourself?
I remember the Phil Collins song. I didn't really mood board Phil Collins on this one. I don't think. But it's a great song. Obviously, I remember I was 8 years old when that film came out. So yeah, I mean, yes and no. Oddly enough, weird bit of trivia: the guy who directed the music video for Phil Collins' song for that Tarzan film was the same guy who directed the music video. My side of the music video in this one.
He just loves Tarzan.
He's Kevin Godley, who's of 10cc, is a great director as well.
Just very quickly then, do you want to do more of these in the future then, more kind of Hollywood soundtracks? Is this something you'd like to explore further?
For the moment I want to concentrate on the next album. I think it's never something I'd rule out. I was thrilled to be asked, and it was really exciting to take part in. I have the next album, my own album, to kind of look forward to working on, and I wouldn't rule it out. And writing for film, or scoring for film, yeah, absolutely. When the time is right, you never know.
Brilliant. Thanks so much for your time. Very much appreciated.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.